Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Risa.
And I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
You don't like that? Well, then sucks to be you. Get on out of here.
Yeah.
And go frequent one of those family-friendly podcasts about Nancy Drew. I'm sure they exist.
Probably. Most likely.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's pretty likely.
Yeah. So, what are we going to talk about today, sister?
Well, seeing as how we are currently recording this, a week-ish before Halloween, we decided to be spoopy, and we're gonna do a spoopy bracket.
Spoopy bracket. We're going to be doing the scariest game bracket. So, if you've ever been wondering which game is the scariest, well, strap in. We're about to tell you all about it.
We are.
Yeah?
We're going to definitively determine using Krolmeister science.
Scientific, yes. Oh, that reminds me, though. So, thank you to the person on iTunes who reviewed us. Say, how have I not already reviewed this? I adore these sisters. I binged all the episodes of the podcast over a couple weeks this summer and loved every second of it. My favorite episodes are the ones that look into grief in the games and queerness and neurodivergence. Also, they have an awesome Discord community that is very worth joining. See? Hear that, Discord? They think you're nice.
Yeah.
They think you're awesome. So you join them, and then you too will be awesome.
Join us.
You join our Discord. But yes, Ariana,
yes.
Get us started.
Okay, I'm leading today. Okay, so our qualifying round is Secret of Shadow Ranch versus Haunted Carousel.
Which is scarier?
Which is scarier?
I want to say Haunted Carousel. I don't think Shadow Ranch is scary.
I don't think it's scary, but at least I feel it's spookier. Because we do have, like, the ghost town, honestly. They do make it eerily quiet there, and, like, you can hear every little thing that happens.
But you're in an empty amusement park, like, and there's so much there, and it's so empty, and it's so creepy.
It could have been.
I think it's creepy. Mm-hmm. I feel like Shadow Ranch is just so bright and sunny and I mean, I guess the ghost town is pretty spooky.
Yeah.
I was very scared of it as a kid.
Yeah. Could swear someone was coming out to get us. But we can go with Haunted Carousel, that's fine. Yeah. It's not going to make it much further.
It's not, no.
Because now that is the end of our qualifying round. Right? I didn't miss anything?
Yes, okay. Because we chose to just do Secrets Can Kill. We're not doing Secrets Can Kill Remastered as a separate game.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Yeah.
So, that brings us to our first actual round. Secret of the Crystal Skull or...
Legend of the Crystal Skull.
That's it. Legend of the Crystal Skull or Haunted Carousel.
I mean Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull, obviously, honestly. Them jump scares are still, like...
Yeah.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
And it's just dark enough that, like, there are things that are scarier because you don't see them. Yeah. Like the fucking, dummy.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh, it's so well done. I love it.
And just the first time you see the doll in the rocking chair.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. I love that game. God damn. Anyway, so yeah, definitely Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Danger by Design versus Midnight in Salem.
Oof. Okay. Well, Midnight in Salem, which is, again, as far as it's going to get in this.
It is.
Probably.
Absolutely. As much as I find Danger by Design better quality than Midnight in Salem.
Don't.
Slightly.
I actually don't. I think they're the same level.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, the story makes as much sense.
Yes, and the graphics are the same.
graphics are exactly the same.
It's just terrible.
Except in Danger by Design, they at least, went through, like, the process of making sure that the assets were, like, positioned okay. Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to say that, like, the graphics in, like, the environments are definitely better in Danger by Design. That's not what we're... I got us so off topic.
So off topic.
Well, but I think Midnight in Salem is scarier. Yeah. I think Midnight in Salem is scarier.
Honestly, that's one of the few things that it has going for it, is it's got a good atmosphere. I like wandering around the creepy-ass woods and being in the cemetery after dark. Good shit. Good shit.
Yes, it's lovely.
All right. Next, we have Tomb of the Lost Queen versus Secrets Can Kill and Secrets Can Kill Remastered, remember.
I guess Tomb of the Lost Queen?
I don't know. And then half-empty high school is pretty creepy.
That's true.
Actually, it's more than half empty. It's very empty because a child died. I just want to remind everybody, in Secrets Can Kill, it starts with a child dying.
It does, yeah. But Tomb of the Lost Queen, we're, like, out in the middle of nowhere, and I feel like that's pretty scary.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
Because we're stuck with people who, like, one of them beamed our boss.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's pretty scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And the two men there are, like... I mean, like, Abdullah seems really tall. And like, I don't know. Definitely taller than Nancy. Anyway, height disparities can freak me out a little. Anyway,
yeah, valid.
Tomb of the Lost Queen it is.
Yeah.
Next we have...
Ghost Dogs of Moonlight.
Thank you. Holy shit. I was like, dogs.
I mean, if you just said dog, I think we all would have known. Dog v. Ash? Okay, Ghost Dogs of Moonlight, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
The scariest part about Alibi and Ashes is that it's this white woman, and it's really difficult. Like, even if you know she's the bad guy, it's really hard to get around that privilege.
Yeah.
It's just like, she's the bad guy, and we know it, and she knows we know it, but there's nothing, like, we can do about it.
We have to be able to prove it.
Yeah, but I still think Ghost Dogs is scarier.
Yeah, if nothing else.
Even though that's pretty scary.
Yeah, the starting part with the, like, them barking at the goddamn door, I mean, that still kind of freaks me out a little bit. Not as much as it used to. It's
done really well, like, in the timing of it. It's, like, perfect. Because, like, she goes, there's nothing, and then it's bam at the window.
Go, go, go.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
That's the good shit. Message in a Haunted Mansion or Phantom of Venice?
Message in a Haunted Mansion.
Message in a Haunted Mansion, yeah. Because it's got them spoops.
Yeah.
Next we have Curse of Blackmore Manor versus Creature of Kapu Cave. So
Curse of Blackmore
Manor. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Kapu Cave. You're not
scary.
Spoopy enough.
It's scary when the man yells at me. That's scary.
That's scary. Yeah. I don't care for that.
I don't like being yelled at.
No, thank you.
But otherwise, no.
Next we have Warnings at Waverly Academy versus Secret of the Scarlet Hand.
Oh.
Now that's the first one that I've actually been torn on.
I know, right? I feel like Secret of the Scarlet Hand is really tainted by me knowing the end of it, and that scares me a lot.
Yeah.
But...
And then...
I mean, Waverly Academy is scary in a psychological horror kind of way.
Yeah.
It's like, not so scary as, like, I feel like
in danger.
Yeah, I am in danger. It's not quite that. especially with all of the girls being so nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's very clear that they're all just pretty nice people. So it's just kind of scary because you're just like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the thing, Anyone can crack.
It's true.
That said, though, I would have to go Secret of the Scarlet Hand.
Yeah.
If nothing else, honestly, in the pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
It feels very, like...
Yeah, it's like someone's there with you.
Yeah.
And it's really, like, creepy like that.
It is. And that's the good stuff, honestly, for that game. That's actually one of its
yeah,
benefits. Okay. There we are. Shattered Medallion versus Stay Tuned for Danger. Neither.
I'll say stay tuned for danger.
Yeah, that's closest to being spooky, but that's probably as far as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Because Shattered Medallion is just, it's a silly romp.
It is, and I love it for that. Honestly,
I love it for what it is.
We continue to be on the med defense squad.
Always. Sea of Darkness versus Silent Spy. Thank you. What the fuck is wrong with me right now?
I don't know.
We're gonna edit this. Sea of Darkness versus the Silent Spy.
Wow. I think the Silent Spy?
Yeah, weirdly enough, like you think that there's enough like open empty spaces that generally kind of trigger parts of my agoraphobia.
Yeah.
But then there's Silent Spy, and it's like, I mean, if nothing else, that you're working with like intelligence groups.
Yeah.
And they are
scary.
Like renowned for having eyes on everything, and so it's like you could be being watched at any moment there, and it's pretty freaky. It's pretty freaky.
Yeah,
I don't care for it much.
I agree. So yeah, definitely scarier.
Yeah.
Sea of Darkness is like, it's really empty, but in a way that's lived in.
Yeah. It's and
it's actually a pretty comforting like atmosphere.
It really is. If nothing else, when you're outside you can hear the waves and stuff.
Yeah.
And like,
God, I miss the ocean.
Me too.
Ow. But yes, that's that one.
Yeah. Next we have Treasure in a Royal Tower or Danger on Deception Island. I'm going to have to go Danger on Deception Island, personally.
Yeah. Treasure Royal Tower isn't scary.
Yeah, it is. It is too vibrant to be scary, like you were saying about like other.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that you don't get to go anywhere really at night.
Yeah.
Like you have to stay inside. But Danger on Deception Island, you're walking through caverns. There's a crumbling lighthouse. It's so good. So good.
It is.
I'm going DDI. Okay. Labyrinth of Lies versus Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon.
Huh.
Actually, that's genuinely...
I don't think either of them are scary.
They're not scary, but, like, I can get, like, unsettling, especially in certain parts. Like, okay, so, like, Labyrinth of Lies, honestly, all of the set stuff, for one thing, it feels real precarious and, like, you know, dangerous since we... we could get, like, electrocuted and shit. And so there's that. And then also, it's labyrinthian, so therefore it's by nature, like... disorienting. Yeah. But then Blue Moon Canyon train, there we go. We've got all the old facets. We've got the going into the cave. We've got going into the crypt
That's true.
And that's pretty good. That's one of the graveyards that they actually make kind of spooky.
I think Labyrinth of Lies is scarier to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I'm just on a train and, that's pretty nice.
Right? It's really hard for me to be anxious on a train. Yeah.
Trains are great. It's just like amazing. That constant movement. And it's like, it's on rails. So it's like the safest thing, really.
That's good shit. Anyway, so yeah. Next we have Shadow at the Water's Edge versus Haunting of Castle Malloy.
That's hard. Those are ones that if they weren't against each other in the first round, both would make very far. I'm gonna say Shadow at the Water's Edge.
Yeah, no, I would also say Shadow at the Water's Edge. Honestly,
I think it's that jump scare.
There's the
jump scares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are just so well crafted.
They really are. And there is a lot of feeling of being alone in this country, Yeah. And then also you have to the music lends to it. Because we get that creepy, that do-do-do. So good. Like, yeah. Which, in and of itself, is not a spooky song.
While the garage door was going, I figured I'd just sing Kasumi. Which I have a ukulele cover of up on our YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Go check that out.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, the song in and of itself, but I am a sucker for tunes that aren't creepy being made creepy, Yeah. It's all good shit.
It's like the specifically like the warping of it that it does. Gorgeous.
It's like putting it underwater almost.
Yeah.
The way
but Haunting of Castle Malloy is still really
spooky
creepy.
Game.
I just want to make sure everyone knows we're not saying it's not.
Yeah, I wish that they weren't against each other in the first round. Because I would put Haunting of Castle Malloy ahead of a lot of the games that we've put through. So,
yeah, definitely.
So next we have Trail of the Twister versus Deadly Device. I'm going to go
Deadly Device.
I was going to say Deadly Device. I really, really was. And I still sort of think it. But at the same time,
I think it's
Trail
really
of the Twister...
It's scary. It's not creepy. It's just outright scary because the tornadoes are terrifying.
There's the tornadoes, and then the fact that the people that you're in them with are in no way trustworthy, and one of them leaves you to die in it.
Yeah.
Well, the others are playing mind games during other parts of the storms. Like, it's bonkers. That said, I will go with
Deadly Device because... Well, now you got me feeling scared of Trail of the Twister.
You should fear science.
That's true.
Electricity. Electricity can fuck you right the fuck up.
Yeah, I should know. I've been...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Electrified.
It's not electrocuted, electrified, thank you. I'm like, electrocuted is when you die.
Yeah.
I got electrified. I got a scar from it and everything.
It's electrifying. She went flying across the room.
Sure did. And the entire block of duplexes had their power go out. Sorry.
Bracelets. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. Final Scene versus the old clock. Secret of the old clock. It's an old clock. That's all we got to know.
That's like the least scary game in the world.
I mean, if you're white.
I That is true. That is very true.
Unfortunately,
you got me there.
It's very true. That said, inherently in the game,
Yeah.
There's not
final scene.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go final scene because I love the spooks in final scene. It's
yeah. I just think theaters are neat.
Theaters are neat,
and they can be really creepy, and they can be really, really spooky.
Yeah.
When they're like empty at night.
If you want to hear what you can't do that. You can't do it at all. If you want to hear how we feel about theaters, you should come back for our next podcast.
Yeah. Just sprinkle a little...
Because we both do it.
Foreshadowing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Foreshadowing. Woo. Ghost of Thornton Hall versus Ransom of the Seven Ships. I don't think we need to actually vote on this one.
No. I would just like to point out that... I feel like Ghost of Thornton Hall is the spookiest game versus Ransom of the Seven Ships with our jammin' tropical music, bright, beachy scenes.
You know, playing with monkeys.
Sailing. Like...
Playing underwater Sudoku.
To be fair, that is scary.
It is a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
But definitely Ghost of Thornton Hall. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
White Wolf of Icicle Creek versus Captive Curse.
Captive Curse.
Now, I'm obviously going to say Captive Curse, but I'd like to point out that there's the very real fear of being frozen to death that exists within White Wolf of Icicle Creek. And then Nancy decides to go out into the snow after a man who has not only been, like, doing, like, crimes, you know, like, blowing shit up. He's been doing crimes.
He's been doing crimes.
But he's also used to the snow and therefore has the advantage. She just goes off after him in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I like her, like, he has the advantage.
He does. He has every advantage. That said, though...
It's true.
Yeah, Captive Curse. That's got a nice spooky atmosphere. I love it. Okay. On to the second round. This time we have... It'll be a little more fun this way. Legend of the Crystal Skull versus Midnight in Salem.
Legend of the Crystal Skull.
Legend of the Crystal Skull wins out, if nothing else, but for quality.
Yeah.
But also, you know, we got some good
I feel like it's
spooks in it.
Yeah, it's more well-timed than Midnight in Salem.
Yeah.
Midnight in Salem, like, there are parts that are, like, jump scares, but at the same time, it's not the same. It's just not timed right to give you the same sense of anticipation.
Basically,
that Legend of the Crystal Skull has.
Basically, it's the difference between their planning. It's a matter of one that's crafted into the story versus one that they're like, oh, we really want this to happen, so we'll throw it in here.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. All right.
But again, I feel like this is the most positive we have been about Midnight in Salem.
Agreed.
In any episode. We're like, yeah, it's spooky.
Good to see you. Bye, Midnight in Salem. Next up.
We salute you.
We salute you. Tomb of the Lost Queen versus Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake.
Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake.
Absolutely. That's no...
Yeah.
You're not actually spooky, Tomb. You don't get to pretend to be.
Yeah.
Message in a Haunted Mansion versus Curse of Blackmore Manor.
Ooh.
Huh.
That's hard.
That is. At first, when I started that sentence, I thought it wasn't, but then I actually started saying Curse of Blackmore Manor, and I went, huh.
I mean, God, yeah, that's really, really rough.
I think I actually lean toward Curse of Blackmore Manor because while they honestly have the same sort of air of old spooky, you know?
Yes.
Dusty spook. The Curse of Blackmore Manor, at least it's there's more of it. It's there's more to the game. There's more,
and it's also just so scary being in those like corridors with nothing but a glow stick.
And
it's like, oh.
That's another thing, is most of the scares in, so, like, a lot of the scares, there's some really fun, like, jump scares-ish in Message in a Haunted Mansion, as opposed to Curse of Blackmore Manor, in which you're just scared of nothing. There's nothing around you, and you're just like, there's portraits on the wall that are like kind of creeping you out. It's good. It's spooky, and you feel like you could get lost in there, and I love it. Yes.
I'm terrified of just getting lost in the dark.
Yeah.
Literally one of my biggest fears.
But yeah.
What's next?
Secret of the Scarlet Hand versus Stay Tuned for Danger.
Secret of the Scarlet Hand.
I feel like I shouldn't have even read that one. Silent Spy versus Danger on Deception Island.
Ooh. I'm gonna be controversial and say Silent Spy.
Really?
I
guess I
feel...
really... And maybe it's because we've played it so many times. It's not that I'm not scared of the spooky bits. It's that I feel so comfortable in it the rest of the time.
I know.
Because it's just, it's a comfort game. I love being there.
It really is.
It's like
Silent
when we'd
Spy
go,
is scary.
We'd go to the mountains with our grandparents when we were little. That's what it makes me feel like. Anyway, so yeah, I will back that. Silent Spy.
Yeah.
Next we have Labyrinth of Lies versus Shadow at the Water's Edge. Shadow at the Water's Edge. Like, that's, yeah. Sorry, Labyrinth of Lies, but I'm going to be more scared of this. I mean, the glass cracks. That's still spooky. And she just, like, appears there. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if that was in real life, I would be terrified.
Yeah. I was like, nope. I'm out.
Yeah.
That said, I wouldn't, like, leave the place. I'd just, go to my room and take showers at a local gym or something. Anyway.
Ow.
Next we have Deadly Design versus The Final Scene.
Deadly Device.
Did I say the Deadly Sign?
Deadly Design.
Deadly Design.
Like, Danger by Design? No. Deadly Device versus
Deadly
what?
Device versus Final Scene.
Ooh. Final Scene.
Yeah, for sure. Gotta love a spooky theater.
Yep.
Ghost of Thornton Hall versus Captive Curse.
Ghost of Thornton Hall.
Ghost of Thornton Hall, not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
From Captive Curse, because honestly, it's got some good spooky atmosphere. I dig it.
Yeah, definitely.
In the old school horror movie kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Bela Lugosi era.
Yes, 100%.
But yeah, but Ghost of Thornton Hall, however, is not only do they have those great spooks that just happen at certain intervals, but there's also just the horror of the Gothic, Southern Gothic horror of family secrets. So, Okay.
Yeah.
We're on to round 3. In here, our first up is Legend of the Crystal Skull versus Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake.
Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull. Yeah, it's too good. I'm sorry, Ghost Doggies. You're too cute.
It's true.
Even when they're evil and glowing.
Yeah.
I think they're just
like,
swell.
The woods during the day are so peaceful.
Honestly. It's so good. The bird watching bit is so much fun.
Yeah.
Even if it is frustrating at times.
Yeah.
Curse of Blackmore Manor versus Secret of the Scarlet Hand.
Oof. I want to say Curse of Blackmore Manor.
Yeah, me too, which is not for lack of trying on Scarlet Hand's part, because it does obviously get some spooks, but Curse of Blackmore Manor just is more off-putting.
Yes, it is.
Silent Spy versus Shadow at the Water's Edge.
Shadow at the Water's Edge.
It's gotta be Shadow at the Water's Edge. Final Scene versus Ghost of Thornton Hall.
Oh, that's hard. I want to say Ghost of Thornton Hall.
It is Ghost of Thornton Hall, hands down. Simply because, if nothing else, you can feel pretty comfortable in the theater.
Yeah, it's true. There's a nice jazz music playing.
Nice jazz music. You got the lovely lobby area that's just delightful.
Yeah.
Basically, aside from your friend going missing and you finding hidden passageways, everything's peachy. Ghost of Thornton Hall. Okay. These are the finals. Legend of the Crystal Skull versus Curse of Blackmore Manor.
Ooh, that's really rough.
Yeah.
I honestly think Blackmore Manor is scarier.
Yeah.
I think that the rain is very comforting.
That's exactly
and
what I was gonna say.
I like going around cemeteries.
Yeah.
I feel very comfortable in cemeteries.
Yeah. And I enjoy collecting all those eyeballs.
Fucking weird shit we can say. I'm just very comfortable in cemeteries. We spent a lot of time in cemeteries growing up. That's so Krolmeister sister of us.
Yeah. Yikes. Well, Curse of Blackmore Manor. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Shadow at the Water's Edge versus Ghost of Thornton Hall.
Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. I honestly have to say Shadow at the Water's Edge.
Really? Because I was going to say Ghost of Thornton Hall. Okay, let
me hear you
arguments.
Out. Okay. I'm saying Shadow at the Water's Edge because you are, like, in a place where you don't speak the language, so that already adds to being, like, anxious. But then you're in this, like, family that is just so off-putting in the way that they do things, and just they don't want you to get into their family history and stuff like that, but they make it so readily available.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you supposed to do? It's right there. Why wouldn't you just do it? And then it's terrifying because at any turn, they can just immediately shut you out.
Yeah.
And we almost drown. And you know how I feel about drowning.
I hear you. That said, Ghost of Thornton Hall, and because, like, at least in Shadow at the Water's Edge, you're in the beautiful ryokan, or you're in the, like, lively convention hall, or down at the pachinko parlor. In Ghost of Thornton Hall, you are always on the dilapidated grounds where a member of the family was killed in a fire. And additionally, they can say gas leak all they want, but that doesn't make sense on the outer grounds.
Yeah, I don't know. It is very scary.
And they keep their dead on a reminder, we're on the island that family owns.
Yeah.
A family who historically had employees locked in a warehouse that burned.
No, it didn't even burn.
They just
they died of carbon monoxide. Yeah. Because it was cold and they started fires to get warm. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, no, I'll hear you out there. Yeah. And also, there's just something so, like, in Shadowwater's Edge, that you can go in places and there are, like, bright lights and stuff. Mm-hmm. Whereas I know that exact, like, just bright enough to be able to see where you're going kind of, like, summer night. You know? I know it's not summer. It's supposed to be fall. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No thanks. Okay. Finally.
Okay.
Curse of Blackmore Manor versus Ghost of Thornton Hall.
Wow. That is seriously difficult.
Really, really is.
I was about to say I want to say Ghost of Thornton Hall, and then I was like, but do I?
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, Ghost of Thornton Hall has a family cult. On the other hand, the Thorntons might as well have a family cult. I mean, like...
Yeah.
They've got some dynastic issues.
They do. It's really... There's just, like, centuries and centuries of shit in Curse of Blackmore Manor.
There is.
And then... But then
there's the more tangible.
Yes, and it's like Hall. There's blood in the earth, and basically, okay, I say Thornton Hall.
Yeah, there's just something bloodier about the South, I guess. So Ghost of Thornton Hall is not terribly surprisingly our winner, although honestly, I'm noticing when we got to our top 4. They were Legend of the Crystal Skull, family-related horror. Curse of Blackmore Manor, family-related horror. Shadow at the Water's Edge, family-related. Ghost of Thornton Hall, family-related horror. So I'm just saying, apparently, family is a spookiness to us.
Apparently.
But Ghost of Thornton Hall is the hands-down spookiest.
Apparently. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. That is the scientific way to decide what spookiest game there is. If you can reproduce this experiment and try it on your own, but if you get a different result, then you're wrong and we're right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try it again.
Yeah. And, but let us know which one you guys come up with on our everything. You know the places. Discord is where we are the most. So,
fact.
If you want to tell us something, go on Discord.
Yeah.
Or tweet.
Yeah, you can
Instagram
tweet.
Is being really great at, like, right now because they are stoking my ego with my cosplay for Ryan. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Insta. Sure. We can have fun. So, yeah.
Yeah. You can, listen to the podcast on those things and...
Yeah. You can support us with things.
And stuff.
So yeah, as a reminder, I'm Risa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters, and we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.
What's confirmation bias?